I'm sure a lot of you are maybe familiar with this video that's going around with the lady who refused to go inside of the cheesecake for her date with her gentleman. I think this is a very teachable moment for men, of how to deal with someone that may be troublesome. You know, whether you're married or not. I think the way this guy handled it was excellent. He was, I would say, dominant. I don't know if other people would say he was dominant, but he was dominant, I would say. And what it showed too is when you are dominant, a woman who is being dominant at first will can be softened, you know, but you have to take that stand, and it doesn't have to be in a mean way, or where you have to be rude. Yeah, which this guy really showed. I think he did everything right. Um, let me play it and let it play. I think it's really funny. It's a real funny video. All right, first, the part this part I missed this part that played first. He got out the car and he says he's gonna open the door, and she real sweetly she says, "Okay, okay." Now this is what happened after that. Okay, he's going around to open the door, and this is what happens here. Okay, go ahead and play. There we go.
Yes.
Would you want me to open the door for you?
Good.
Look.
You're recording me?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant.
Yeah, what's the problem with
Who
that?
takes someone
Chain restaurant.
that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
Okay, hold on a
Wanna talk
second.
about it?
I want to say, okay, so she says it's a chain restaurant. Okay, so a chain restaurant would be a restaurant that has been successful, and you just have more stores. So I think of like what Texas Roadhouse, just different places that are nice. That she feels that she looks too good for, or no? How do you look?
I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Oh, okay.
Okay. So
yes, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So you expect a man to go all out on the first date? Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to look at. I mean, when you take out a beautiful woman and you're courting her, because I get courted, so you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree.
I
went into this date as I expect, with the expectations for myself to keep you safe, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done.
I mean, you've been pretty nice, but I mean,
and then
Cheesecake Factory.
I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for a girl I go out with on the first date. I expect her to be respectful too. Yeah. I expect her to be cooperative, and at least
what did I do that wasn't cooperative?
I mean, even
well, for one, you didn't get out the car when I was about to open the door. You feel like you're too good to eat at this particular restaurant, which we would not have. I had a different restaurant planned actually, but you were late about an hour, and so we missed the reservation for that restaurant. But I'm getting ahead of what it says, but some of you have already seen this, so I just wanted to give my 2 cents. I think this lady probably has low self-esteem, and she lacks self-awareness. And the main thing that I see with her is just like this extreme selfishness. It's like she's going on. To me, it doesn't look like she's going on a date where she's interested in the man. Actually, it seems like she's going on a date because she it's for her. It's just all for her to be treated a certain way. And everything must go her way, and be done her way. And so she just needs someone to worship her, And I think some women are, well, many women are, they may have low self-esteem, and so they put forth this front, and they want to believe what they have in their head about themselves, and they don't want that shattered. They can get real hurt if it's shattered, if they get rejected, because it's a slap in their face. It's a reality check where some of them already don't feel beautiful. That's why you have a lot of them that put a lot of makeup on, different things. She has these big prominent eyelashes on. Yeah. So then when they are rejected, especially by a nice guy, like this guy, a gentleman, it hurts. It hurts a lot. So you'll see her soften up in the end. I love the way this guy dealt with her, and she's like unbelievable. It makes me sad for her, though. It's like, if you want love, which I don't believe she does, because she's too selfish. Love is not selfish. Love doesn't look for its own interest. It looks to benefit someone else. It loves doing good to others, and is self-sacrificing. So if you're a person who is loving, and let's say of course you want it returned, so you have two people who recognize their partner, that their partner matters, it's not just one-sided. But with this lady, clearly it's one-sided, and it's a shame. So it's like, if it's like women like this shoot themselves in the foot if they want love or they want a relationship. I don't think they lack self-awareness, and I think many of them now cannot even comprehend what they're doing. That they're ruining themselves, because a lot of them are unwilling to be accountable, for their actions. Now, this lady, in the end, just watch how she softens up a bit.
Put your hand around my arm or anything like that, or hold my hand or anything like that.
I mean, it's too early for that.
Okay.
I
yeah,
don't know you.
I can respect that. I can respect that. Okay. When I got to your apartment to pick you up, you didn't want to invite me in. I can respect that too. We're not
again.
I don't know there
yet.
Okay.
I know you.
And then, but
I mean, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman. But I got myself all made up.
There's nothing wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yes, there's a lot wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay, well, look at my plan where we were gonna go originally.
See, now that's where we should have went. All right there. Call them.
Now,
no.
Wait till you find out why they didn't go there, though.
See, I specifically told you both yesterday and this morning that I'd come to pick you up at 4 p.m. Right? And I got to your place at 4 p.m. Mm-hmm. You didn't even come downstairs for another hour, and so I was waiting downstairs.
I understand.
For an hour, right?
But I wasn't expecting for work to take me so long. I got home a little late, and like I said, I don't know you well enough to invite you up into my apartment, and that is not possible.
And that's why I'm thinking, okay, if we're not there in the relationship to meet at your apartment, then maybe we're not ready in a relationship for such a nice fancy restaurant as Aria, especially if I'm paying for the whole thing, which I'm still willing to do. I would have been,
right?
But if we're late, I mean, I told you twice.
It wasn't that late.
We literally left your place at the time the reservation was supposed to be. And I specifically said 4 because maybe we could get there early and even have some time to get to know each other on the way there and while we're in the parking lot.
I mean,
waiting for a reservation.
We can still get to know each other. Isn't there another restaurant you can call that, like, the equivalent to that? I mean,
I literally
you don't understand. Look at me. I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory.
There's nothing wrong
I will die.
Well, how do you look that you can't go?
That's embarrassing.
I'm not saying that.
As I said, I have very specific.
All right, she's still not she's still unaware of him. Okay, she's only focused on herself. She's unaware of him. She's not when she told him that, well, it's too early to for to be holding hands or put her arm in his arm. Okay. Well, he felt no, actually he didn't feel it was too early to take her on a better restaurant, what she had in mind, because that's what he was going to take her initially. But she should be able to understand if he wasn't willing to do that, just like she feels it's too early to either come up to her apartment or hold hands or put her arm in his hand. Okay, so that should be respected on both ends. Of course, you're not so familiar with each other, so that's understandable. And it's a time where you get to know one another. It's a time where you should be on your best behavior. So is she on her best behavior? When you're trying to, you're going on a date. I don't know. All right, let me just let it go. Because some things it just does not make sense. Some things that some ladies do, it does not make sense. They'll contradict themselves and they'll hurt themselves like she's doing on this date, because you can clearly see that she's like hurt at the end. But it's like you did it to yourself, and then you don't comprehend that you made that error. Then if you're online, these other ladies that are validating your selfishness, and so you're never going to be able to comprehend what you're doing wrong. He's going to say no. This is where he's doing really well. All right, watch. But he's not mean.
And maybe we're not right for each other. So respectfully, I'm gonna just drop you off at home.
Look at that. See how her expression changed. Right? It's very softly. He says, well, maybe we're not right for each other. So right in that moment, she understands that she's being rejected, but in a soft way. Basically what she already said that to him, but in a different way, where it's like, hey, look at me. I'm too good for this, for the Cheesecake Factory. She's basically telling him, hey, maybe we're not good for one another. Okay, but she thinks she can be dominant to him and call the shots, but it's going to backfire. As we see here.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Yeah.
So you just want to call it a night? I mean, Isn't there some kind of compromise or something? Ladies, can you believe this?
Ladies,
I'm sorry, y'all.
Out the parking space.
If I don't feel respected, I am not gonna go through with the rest of the day.
Well, you are serious. You're really leaving.
Yeah. You didn't want this place anyway, right?
It's like, well,
I understand that I was late. I understand that. I understand that I could have been a bit more cooperative. you made some good points. That's why I'm willing to compromise. Are you sure you want to go home?
I don't have a lot of rules. I don't have a lot of expectations for a first date, but I've already said them, and you've broken every one. So I'm sorry. We're dropping you off home.
All right, whatever. Well, I mean, I guess I understand. You got to do what you got to do. I understand where you're coming from.
And see, that's why I say that this is kind of sad to me, because it's like one thing I do like that she didn't get all rowdy and crazy like some women will do. I really like the way he handled this, because that's what I'll tell guys. We have to act a certain way in order to help women to make the necessary changes that they need to make. You know, if we act in a respectable way, just as this guy did, but be dominant, you know, a woman will soften up, because women look to men because women, they like strength in men, but they also, many of them, I'm not saying every woman, many of them want to usurp your authority. You see, they don't want to submit to you. They want to control you. A lot of them have a fear of being controlled, or or that you are the head, or that you're going to dominate. You know, and dominate doesn't always mean, when I say dominate, I don't mean be a tyrant. You know, I just mean be a man like he did here. He put his foot down. He wasn't going to take this nonsense, and he just says no. I'm going to take you home. Well, you don't want this, so you know, you just move on to another lady. You know, that will be appreciative of him. You know, I think from looking at him, he really seems like a nice gentleman, and so she's losing a good thing. It appears. You know, and she does seem disappointed here. And I think when she gets home, I think she'll give us a lot of thought. You know, but she needs to stay away from listening to the women who are going to validate her selfishness. You know, because she was in the wrong. She was in the wrong.